What up guys? Today I just came from the shower, so you can literally watch my hair dry, so that's kinda cool, I guess. Science, yeah. But yeah, today I'm facing Brett, aka the coach of the Los Angeles Latios, or also known as Dropping Dragons. I'm definitely tired. I kinda napped for 2 hours on my bed, so I just woke up. I figured I should probably record this video, this part of the video at least, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing now, and hopefully I'm facing Brett in about 45 minutes. At least that's when he said he was gonna be around, because he told me he was gonna be around sooner, and I wanted to fight him sooner, but turned out he wasn't around. So yeah, this time it's not my fault that I'm late. But yeah, anyway, just continue on with the video. His team, he actually has a very small team, consisting of Latios, Megasilibro, Conkeldor, Lucario, Dormanitan, Klefki, Sableye, and Volcarona. Quite a few big threats. Like, he only has 8 months on the whole team, and all of them are basically UU and higher, UU, OU. So every single one of them is pretty scary in its own. Luckily, his team is kind of flawed, because you might notice some of his some stuff missing on his team. Like he, for example, doesn't even have stealth rocks. So he's definitely somewhat flawed, despite him having like a very good, very threatening core of mons, basically all 8 of them. So yeah. Anyway. I guess I don't really have much to say about Brett. He is currently not in a position available to read playoffs. All the playoff games have happened already. I will update you on that later in the video, because again, I'm the latest to upload, the last upload. So yeah, so basically, if you wanna not get spoiled, then check out other people's videos first, and then I'll spoil you later on in the video. And yeah, I guess it's straight onto my team, I guess, so be right back in 1 second. So yes, here we are, the team. You can basically see the first round of the team. But yeah, first of all, his team, but I found like flaws in his team which I can, well, kind of abuse. He has a very small squad, like I said before. He only has 8 months, meaning that it's really easy to prepare for all 8 of them, instead of preparing for 10 or 11 even. So yeah, I said it definitely has a flaw in his team. Also, he has quite a big weakness to ground, to flying, and to ghost moves. Most of them don't even have like resists. So yeah, that's a weakness that I can exploit. Also, I guess on his playstyle, he's shown basically no creativity over the past weeks. Well, I'm saying no creativity. He of course has experience with different teams, and has been, of course, prepared differently for every single team. But for example, he has a Klefki, and he has used every single week. He's used the same Klefki set, dual screens. So I can expect dual screens this time too. And I mean, for example, he could have used Magnet Rise in many battles, and in all of them it would have helped him out a shit ton actually, and he never used it. So I don't expect him to use any like any crazy strategies, because that's not how he prepared over the last few weeks. So yeah, that's how I plan to win this game as well. I mean, I do have different win conditions depending on how he's gonna play his game, and how he prepared, because if he did get help from someone, then he might have actually seen that Magnet Rise Klefki is actually pretty useful. But yeah, we'll see. Also, like I said, he doesn't have any stealth rocks. He does have spikes in Klefki, that's his only hazard setter, but he doesn't have any stealth rocks, meaning that all my flying types or ice types or whatever other types that are weak to rock have kind of free range to do their bulky tasks and switching tasks and whatever. And last but not least, he really doesn't have a cleric, so I can freely drop off Will-O-Wisps, Toxics, T-Waves, whatever I feel like. So with that being said, and with his team like shown, like all 8 months of his, we'll just see it on a spreadsheet. I think actually he's gonna bring only of course 6 months, and I think he's gonna bring Latios because Latios is the fastest on his team, and he kind of needs the speed to not, well, completely get destroyed by everything of mine that's based on 100 speed or something. So also Dormanitan, because Dormanitan is a good scarfer. He has just scarfed over the past 6 weeks, so I think he's gonna be a scarfer again. If it's not, then I'll know and I'll play accordingly. Again, Klefki, because it's his only form of hazards. Also screwing to kind of help him out. So yeah. Lucario, because Lucario is kind of scary. If it is the nasty plot set, it's definitely scary because it can the priority vacuum wave is nice for personal Cobalion, which naturally outspeeds it. If it's physical, then Cobalion kind of deals with it pretty easily. So Conkeldurr, because that's kind of the only way of hitting Confergus, Mew and such, because he doesn't really have a dark type or anything. So of course Latios is a good way of dealing with that, but yeah, dropping Dracos, aka Brett, is not gonna drop more than 1 Draco at a time. So yeah, I don't think Latios is gonna deal with it on its own. Let's just say it like that. Next up is Mega Slowbro. That's the last thing I expect on his team, and not because it does really well versus me, because it's not really a sweeper of any sort against me, but the other 2 months on his team, I don't even remember what they are. Sableye and Volcarona? Yeah, Sableye, Volcarona. I don't think they are gonna put in much work, so if they do, Volcarona is definitely a threat to consider, but if they do, then shit. And yeah, shit, it's not that bad, because of course I did prepare for it, because again he only has 8 months, so yeah, sorry Brad, but that's a huge flaw on your team. Definitely pick more months. And pick Stealth Bugs, because Stealth Bugs is really easy to prepare for if they're not on your team. So yeah. Anyway, the team I'm bringing for spread consists of a Trick Room, Shadow Ball, Nasty Plot, Memento, Confergus. This is actually something I am really not comfortable using with. He doesn't have any ghost resists on his team, so usually I would run a defensive set with Rest, Sleep Talk, Mono, Shadow Ball attacking. But this time, because I'm already in the playoffs anyway, I want to experiment, and I want to use Trick Room, Nespa Trick Room Shadow Ball set, and see how well I can play with that as a win condition. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, it's really simple. It's really simple. I do have Memento because I do have another backup sweeper age type thing in Manaphy. And Manaphy is a Tail Glow 3 attack set. Tail Glow Shadow Ball doesn't limit Surf. Surf basically hits everything for good damage because it's stab, except for his resists, which are weak to Destiny and Shadow Ball, like Latios and such. Easy as that. Nothing much, not much to say about it. It's a good sweeper. It outspeeds everything on his team except for Volcarona with speed dice with and Latios. And for the Latios, actually I have Absol, Mega Absol, with Sucker Punch, Pursuit, Knockoff, and Will-O-Wisp. Pursuit, of course, mainly for the Latios because it frees up a hole for Manaphy and Confergus, because yeah, even Confergus doesn't really like taking a Draco from in the face, so that's why I run Pursuit. This is completely set up for a Nasty Plot Lucario, so I do have to watch out for that. I do have to switch out on a Lucario if it decides to come in. I don't know if it does, because Mega Absol usually runs Superpower, Fire Blast, whatever it wants to run, but it usually runs something other than 3 attacks that are dark and such. So yeah, I think I do have to watch out for that. The defense investment is actually to leave a +1 bullet punch in case he wants to switch in on my Pursuit, so I can guarantee live a bullet punch from full health, and yeah, Will-O-Wisp it, knock it out, I don't know, depends on what I feel like doing. I skipped 1 month, which is Kieran Black, and Kieran Black is kind of a different set than usual. It's a specially defensive one with dual screens, Dragon Tail and Earth Power. The dual screen set is because I just want to support Covarrubius and Manaphy even more. I don't want them to be knocked out very soon, and like I said, I'm not used to playing with nasty blood and Trick Room and such. So I do want to give, I do want to assist Covarrubius in getting a sweep as good as I can. Meaning that the Reflect and Light Screen are kind of cool and kind of useful. He has a defogger in Latios, so he might definitely go for a defog if he has a chance to, but that's fine because, again, like I said, Latios is a threat and it's an offensive threat to me. So if I force it for a defog and I can knock it out accordingly, it's completely fine with me. I dealt with Latios, which is a huge threat, so that's basically the plan, and that's why I think screens are going to help versus Brett. Dragon Tail because he has a lot of setup opportunities, setup mons actually. Falcrona, Lucario, even if he wants to run Dragon Dance, what the fuck is it called? Dragon Dance Latios, I have Dragon Tail and etc. So I can deal some good damage and I can stop sweeps with Dragon Tail easily enough. So. And Earth Power because he does have an immunity to Dragon in Klefki, and Earth Power hits that for good damage. Ish. Could have gone for Roost, which would have been nice, but I don't want to get completely walled by Klefki and completely be set apart to spikes or anything. So. Pursuit Absol is something I've shown you already. Like I said, still I do have to watch out for Lucario because Lucario is really threatening. But I do have a check, a counter set check. I am Chopal Berry Cobalion, and a Chopal Berry is mainly because if he is actually a nasty plot Lucario, I do have a Chopal Berry to live at least one vacuum wave and knock him out with close combat. If he is a Sword Stand set, I am not scared at all, because a Sword Stand, E-Speed, Sword Stand, Bullet Punch is not gonna knock me out right now. So, and Cobalion checks any other variant than a nasty plot set, so that's why I run Chopal Berry, just in case he is nasty plot, and just in case. Yeah, I don't want to get swept by it because that's something that could happen because Lucario is a goddamn threat. So yeah, I'm running the Volt Switch Toxic Stoneheads close combat set. Toxic just to hit up his walls, his bulkier mons and put him on a timer. Even his sweepers, if I decide to stay in against them, expected just for example setup, I can put him on a timer for really Toxic, and yeah. At least everyone but Lucario, because Lucario is just getting awkward by close combat, and Falcrona is getting awkward by Stone Edge. And Volt Switch for momentum because I want to have Cobalion healthy, and yeah, Cobalion actually outspeeds a lot of his team except for the Latios, so everything but that is gonna be Volt Switched upon, and have it be good for Cobalion to be, yeah, at full health basically. So yeah, Chopal Cobalion again, bringing a comeback. And last but not least, it's a Mew set, and it's not a Mew I'm usually running because this Mew actually is not a stall breaker Mew. This Mew is a fully physically defensive one with Brick Break, Knockoff, Stall Block, and Roost. It's definitely a weird set and definitely not something I usually run, but I think it's gonna do the work. Brick Break because, like I said, he does bring screens usually. I could use Defog for spikes as well, but yeah, maybe I will. But I have Stealth Rock on this Mew, and I really want Stealth Rock up again against his Terminator and against Falcrona and such. For now, I'll have Brick Break. Also have Knockoff because I want to knock off items. I want to knock off shit that can annoy me, and Roost for longevity, of course. So. New set might get changed up. I don't think I will because I'm lazy, but if I do, then I will notify you before the battle starts. Anyway, this is the team I have versus Brett, and yeah, I will hopefully have my undefeated streak going, because actually I need a win in order to beat Nacho on the power. No, not on the power ranks, on the league table. Nacho is of course in the other division, but I do want to have a higher defense than his, and I will show you how Nacho played after the game. So yeah, so you know what's up, and I will also tell you who I'm facing in the playoffs, at least for the first round, because that's also at least I know at this point. You don't yet, I don't think, unless you follow the GPC channel on Twitter. But yes, Be right back whenever Brett is ready. Alright, so I just played my game versus Dropping Dracos, aka Brett, coach of the Los Angeles Latios. And yeah, I'm gonna hop right into it. Basically, I predicted 5 out of 6 months, right? In the end, he did bring full Corona. Looking back at my team, I think it's kind of understandable that he brought full Corona because it kind of can do a number of on my team. And from Kelder, I guess a bit less, but yeah. So full Corona is a thing. Not something I didn't prepare for, so I can definitely deal with it if everything goes to my plan. Basically, looking at this team, I feel like Mega Absolute is a safe state overall. Only I don't want to see is a Dormanitan, because I know it's gonna be Scarf Dormanitan, because yeah, like I said, he doesn't change up his movesets a lot, and yeah. So Scarf Dormanitan is gonna be a thing, and he leads up with it. So obviously I have to switch because Sucker Punch is not gonna KO Scarf Dormanitan from that range of health, and I figured he's gonna more than likely go for U-turn over the Flare Blitz, even though Flare Blitz could have been a play of his, but if I was defensive Manaphy, then I would have switched that, of course. U-turn is the play, switch into my Coferagus, and he switches in the keys on me. Basically, this is the scenario that I predicted. I did, by the way, in the end change up Brick Break for Defog. Not something I put that much thought in, because I was now set up for a nasty plot Lucario, which you will see in the end that might actually merit or not. No spoilers. After all this, I get my rocks up and he switches in the full Corona before the rocks are damaging him. So that's nice on his end. Gets up a Quiver Dance, and with the Fire Dance gets up a +2, but it doesn't matter at all because I can force him out of the Dragon Tail. And now with the Life Damage and Dragon Tail damage, he is gonna die on next switch into the one thingy, the Stealth Rocks, unless he defucks him with Latios. Gonna bring in the Coferagus on the Lucario, because yeah, Coferagus is kind of a counter-age thing. And he brings, weirdly enough, brings in Slowbro on Coferagus, and I don't know why. I mean, he probably doesn't expect it to be nasty plot, that's understandable, but then still, I'm pretty sure a Calm Mind Coferagus would win versus a Calm Mind Slowbro, and a Calm Mind on Coferagus is pretty obvious, as it's one of the better sets in definitely a league format, because it can pressure the other team to make certain plays or pressure them to use them on they don't want to have weakness at that point. So, but yeah, now this is a play. In hindsight, I could have gone for Trick Room. I'm not gonna go for Trick Room because I'm lazy and I want to cog. And let's say if he lived the Shadow Ball from me, and he was possibly the same, he's speed type or whatever, I don't know, then the worst case scenario is that I would not have knocked out Slowbro, and I would have been I would have had to risk a lot of my mons versus this Slowbro because it was in Trick Room and it could be a potential threat. So yeah, he does Scald, does definitely a good chunk of damage, and I just go for the Shadow Ball. In hindsight, like I said, should have probably gone for Trick Room because I could have tended this team a whole lot more with Coferagus, but that's hindsight. He's gonna go for Draco, and I'm trying to set Mew right here because Mew without the Brick Break is completely set up for Lucario, so I want to actually drop it, get rid of it as soon as possible. And yeah, so Mew goes down. That's completely fine with me. He does still have his keys, but yeah, I'm not really that afraid of screens anymore because I have my own screens of my own, of course. Plus I have the Tilgum and a Peanut Bag that can at this point do a lot of damage. Because I pursued his I pursued his Latios. He probably picked the Sucker Punch or whatever and not the Pursuit, so catch him with the Pursuit and he dies. Easy enough. Here I go for the Will-O-Wisp, risking it being a Nestpot set. If he's Nestpot, that would still be fine because I do have mons that still outspeed it, and I do have my Choco Berry intact on the Cobalion. Just gonna go for the knockoff. As shown earlier, he was Steadfast, I believe. Didn't actually see it in a match, and yeah, I didn't really matter that much because if he would have been the Justified, then that would still be fine, to be honest. It doesn't get justified, actually. I might be completely wrong, but yeah. He goes for T-Wave. Basically at this point I won because his Dormanitan U-turned on my Absol to kill it and is now in stealth rock range from the Sucker Punch. And his keys, his clef key is not gonna do enough damage at foul play, only doing 20%. So Manaphy without any hacks can easily sweep up the remainder of his team. And yeah, that's basically a good game. Victory was well deserved to my end, I feel. Didn't really play the Fergus like I probably should have, like the set is supposed to, but yeah, that's like I said, I'm not too familiar with Trick Room, and I didn't want to risk it at this point because I had my win condition and Manaphy still on the back, knowing that I could push it trap the Latios. And yeah, I felt pretty comfortable and really safe playing it like this, and Manaphy was gonna put in more broke than Fergus at that point, I feel, because it had to take the damage from the +1 Scald and the Slowbro. And yeah, basically that's the game. I am undefeated for the first 7 games of the season. I am in the playoffs, obviously, and I will quickly show you the Division A and Division B league tables. As you probably can see, be right back, 1 second. There we go. As you can see, I have the same difference as Latios, so together we end up first with both at 7 win streak, 7 games, 0 losses, and a +29 differential. In our division, Sasha manages to get the narrow one of victory versus Yuzi, meaning that he reached the playoff instead of Yuzi, so not quite what I expected, but well played on both ends. It was a very crucial game, and you have to definitely watch that game because it's pretty ironic, the ending. So definitely watch the game. It's a definitely great game. Yuzi's and Sasha's video will, as I think they're both up once my video will be up because they played their match far before mine. So. And in the Division B, there was also a very crucial match between the Swallowford FC and the Vicio Reshirems. And as you can see, David, Swallowford FC, won that game. So last season he was lost. Yeah. It sounds very weird. Last season he was last. Anyway, he was at the bottom of the table last season, and now he is second in Division B. So he is my opponent for he's my opponent for playoffs, meaning that's definitely a team I have to prepare for, of course. The other team I have to prepare for is, of course, Latios Texas Savage Taurus, because that's hopefully gonna be the final. If he loses against Sasha, that would be fine too, because that would be an easy victory, an easy final for me. But I do not expect Latios to lose because his team is, in my honest opinion, the best in the league at this point. Because he has, people say that Curon Black is broken, but I think Mega Altaria is broken, especially in a league format. I think it's far more threatening than Curon Black is, and far more versatile even. Although Curon Black gets screens, so that's a thing, but yeah. Anyway, unfortunately Pierre didn't make it again. I want Pierre to win, and Pierre unfortunately did not make it. For the second season in a row, he was very close to reaching the playoffs and failed. Yeah, sorry Pierre. I wanted to face you. I like your team and I wanted to beat you again, but it seems that I have to beat David. Unfortunate for him, but someone needs to crush David's dreams anyway because he's getting a little bit cocky. So, and yeah, I'd like it to be me. That's something I take a lot of joy out. So I hope to destroy his anus basically next week. We're gonna play, I think, on Sunday. Not entirely sure, but most likely on Sunday. And the way it will work is that we will all be in a call together. We won't stream it or anything, at least that's not the plan. And we will link the games over the Twitter account. So if you want to know and if you want to see the live games, make sure to follow the Twitter. I will leave that link in the description. Also, click the link to the YouTube channel from the GPC. as there will be like a recap and such, probably something for the Division A and Division B, or for the finals, playoffs, whatever. Not sure yet, but yes. Anyway, thanks for watching at this point, and I wish you all a very good day, of course. And if you watch this video and if you like the video, then please make sure to click the like button, because that's always appreciated by me, and it shows me that you like the video. So that's a good feeling. I smile once every time I see a like. So if you want to make me smile, then click that like button, please. Anyway, see you all next week, where I have to prepare for 3 different teams in 1 week time, and I have to beat at least 2 of them. So the other one I can lose, the one I'm not facing, but I plan to go undefeated completely, so a 9-0 win streak is my goal, and I think I'm ready. I think I can do this, and yeah, I'm pretty sure every one of you watching at home, or wherever you're watching this, I think you all know that I'm capable of doing this, and my team is ready. And if for some reason you think it's not ready, let me know in the comments below. That's gonna be very empty if I say it like that. And if you think my team is ready to take on the opposing teams, I will quickly show Latios and David's team right there. David's team is he was the first draft, and he started with the third next to this David's team, and Latios' team is the one there next to it with the makeup area. So those are the 2 teams I have to prepare for next week, and aside from City, which is right here. Let me know in the comments below how you think the playoffs will work out. Who do you think is gonna win, and who do you think is gonna lose, and with what scores? And yeah, thanks for watching, and see ya next week in the playoffs.